A very good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Dr. Santkumar Verma, working as an associate professor at ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga. Welcome you all in the technical talk session organized by our institute. Today, I will discuss the role of computer-aided drug design in drug discovery. So, computer-aided drug design are the computational methods and resources that are used to facilitate the drug design and discovery of new therapeutic solutions or new molecules. It is a rational approach to discover and develop novel drug candidates or novel drug molecules. It reduces the chance of last stage failure of the drug candidates. The drug discovery process include target selection, identification of a appropriate target for a particular ailment, particular disease, and then lead discovery, which may be from natural sources, which may be as serendipity, which may be as the biosteric modification of the existing drug, and other one approach is rational designing of lead molecules using computer aided drug design tools. Medicinal chemistry involves the synthetic aspects of the lead molecule, then in vitro studies, in vivo studies, and finally drug molecule enters into the clinical trial. The drug discovery process take 10 to 15 years, and the cost of discover of one new molecule is 1 billion US dollar. So the computer aided drug design approaches reduce the cost as well as time consumed in the drug discovery process. We can see that the CADD is implicated in different steps of drug discovery process. First is the target identification, where we can use bioinformatic tools. Bioinformatic tools, these are the tools which combines the biology as well as statics as well as mathematics to extract out the knowledge of large biological data set. And reverse docking is the identification of a target amongst several target for a particular ligand, in contrast to normal docking where we identify a ligand amongst the number of ligand for a particular target. In the reverse docking approach, we identify a target amongst several target for a particular ligand on the basis of their binding affinity, their binding scores in terms of binding affinity. Protein structure prediction, if we are not having the structure of a protein, suppose when COVID arrives, we are not having the structure of COVID proteins, then we can move to the homology modeling, from which we can design the structure of a protein on the basis of template structure. In next step, the target validation, we can identify that the target is druggable or not druggable. Against this target, we can make a drug or not. It can be identified using computer aided drug design tools. Tool compound design, we can discuss in detail in the next session that what are tool compounds. Next, lead discovery. Library design, we can design a library based on the docking score, based on the QSR, based on the pharmacophore feature for a particular activity, for a particular target. Docking is scoring function. If we are having a structure of a protein, we can dock the ligand against this protein and find the affinity as well as binding interaction of ligand with particular target, and we can screen the ligand for their affinity as well as selectivity. De novo designing of novel molecule within the cavity of the within the active pocket of the molecule is de novo drug design approach. Pharmacophore, we can map the pharmacophoric feature. We can identify the optimum pharmacophore on the basis of QSR, on the basis of CADD tools. We can map the core, size of core, optimum feature of the molecule like steric feature, hydrogen bond donor feature, hydrogen bond acceptor feature, electrostatic feature that are optimum for a particular activity. Target flexibility, we know that our receptor, macromolecule, enzymes present in the our body are not rigid, they are flexible, they are not rigid. So flexible approach is more accurate compared to rigid approach because it is similar to our biological system. So we can identify the particular target is flexible or rigid. And in flexible orientation, which conformer of ligand binds optimally, and this is the best pose, this is the best conformation of that ligand. Next one is lead optimization. We can optimize lead using QSR. It may be 3D QSR. We can also use 2D QSR based on the molecular feature, based on the molecular descriptor. The structure based optimization, we can optimize on the basis of ligand structure, that this ligand is active against a particular biological target. This ligand is providing this much IC50 and these features, and the features of this ligand are so. We can identify the optimum features for a particular biological activity. Next, number of compounds fails in preclinical trials due to inadequate preclinical data like ADME, poor ADMET data. We can also predict the in silico ADMET using computer-aided drug design tools. We can also perform physiologically based pharmacokinetic simulation. We can divide the body in different compartments and estimate or determine the blood flow as well as concentration of drug in particular compartment using computer-aided drug design tools. So we can hasten the drug discovery process in every step, and we can reduce the cost of a drug using computer-aided drug design tools. So the one step was target identification. So you can use molecular docking for the identification of particular target for a library of ligand, for an individual ligand. We can screen the ligand. On the basis of this affinity, we can identify the hit, and from these hits, on the basis of biological activity and structural features correlation, we can identify a lead amongst these hit, and these leads may further enter into the preclinical trial, clinical trials, and further drug approval and marketed. Hit one other approach for hit identification is virtual screening, where we are having number of molecules, a library of molecules, and we can screen against a particular target. We can screen these ligands, these molecules against a particular target, and we can identify hit amongst those library. Next, ligand-based approach. On the basis of pharmacophore, we can screen the compounds. On the basis of core scaffold, we can screen the compounds. This is the basic mechanism of CADD, where we are having a disease and a known target uh, against this disease. If we are having a protein sequence against this target, protein sequence is known, we can apply structure based approach. If protein sequence is not known, we can apply ligand based approach. Next, lead structure, lead drug, lead to drug development, drug candidate, and this drug candidate will enter into the clinical trial. These are the principles of CADD. If we are having the structure of target, then this approach is known as direct approach and called structure based drug design or SBDD. And if we are not having the structure of target, this approach is called ligand based approach or ligand based drug design. It is indirect approach. SBDD includes docking, where we predict the binding affinity of ligand with the target, and we can also identify the mode of binding interactions of ligand with the target and compare with the standard molecule if any standard molecule is present in the market. De novo drug design, as I have discussed, that it is the designing of novel molecule within the active pocket of the receptor, macromolecule or enzyme. In ligand-based approach, QSR is the major approach where we correlate the biological activity with the descriptors, descriptors or molecular features of the molecule. And pharmacophore mapping, we map the pharmacophore. This is based on the grid-based approach. We identify the potential pharmacophoric feature or favorable pharmacophoric feature of a ligand for a particular biological activity, and on this favorable pharmacophoric feature we can design a library and then can synthesize and then can test in vitro and in vivo and enter into the preclinical trial. So we can see that ligand based drug design also can able to predict environment toxicity. How? Using QSR. On the basis of, suppose anyone wants to predict the aquatic toxicity of any chemicals, you have to identify the molecular features responsible for the aquatic toxicity, and then you can perform the QSTR to correlate this molecular feature with the toxicity of that compound. Anyone can predict the adverse drug reaction and metabolites. In structure-based drug design approach, one can predict the selectivity of the target. That particular ligand is selective for a particular enzyme, particular target. One can predict the affinity of the molecule based on the docking and scoring functions. In structure-based drug design, which is based on the 3D structure of the biological target, you should know the 3D structure of the biological target, its amino acid sequence, and the structure of the biological target can be identified using X-ray crystallography, NMR spectroscopy, electron density microscopy, and homology modeling. X-ray crystallography is the most accurate and appropriate method to map the 3D structure of a biological target. The criteria for selection of the protein or macromolecule from PDB, which are derived from XRD, should be resolution. Resolution should be less than 2 angstrom and R free value should be less than zero point 0.2. Homology modeling, when we are not having the structure of a protein, we can design the protein based on the template structure using computer-aided drug design tool. This is homology modeling. This is beneficial when a new virus or protein arrives like COVID. Initially we were not having the COVID protein structure. Then we can design the structure using homology modeling techniques used in SBDD, that are molecular docking and scoring functions, de novo designing, virtual screening. Molecular docking, it is the affinity prediction of the ligands with the target, and scoring in terms of affinity. De novo designing, it is the designing of molecule within the core of the molecule. Virtual screening, a screening of the ligand database for a particular target on the basis of binding affinity. Here, I have put a structure where a girl have put the ibuprofen, which is shown in yellow color, in the binding pocket of COX-1. The figure was taken from the Journal of Chemical Education 2017. It is a good journal from ACS. This was a beautiful picture, so I have taken. Uh, it is providing the glimpse how a molecule can fit within the binding pocket of the target. In ligand based drug design approach, where we are not having the structure of the target or macromolecule or the receptor, then we can opt LBDD approach to design the novel molecule. We are having the structure of ligand and activity, and now we can correlate these structure with the activity using QSR, and we can also map the favorable pharmacophoric feature responsible for the particular or desired activity. Here I have put the favorable pharmacophore of thiazolidine dione for PTP1B inhibitory activity. So we can see that how CADD is involved in the target identification. For the target identification, we can use homology modeling or comparative modeling, where when we are not having the structure of a protein or target, constructing an atomic resolution model for the target protein from its amino acid sequence and an experimental three-dimensional structure of a related homologous protein, that is template. The steps: identify template structure which is having similarity with your desired protein, then align sequence to template structure, thread sequence onto template structure, loop building and model building, assign the missing residue and join the residue using loops, and evaluate these model. If the model is validated and good, the pro you can now you can get the protein. You have a protein. If this model is not validated, you can again perform the process and put the missing residue and build the loop and again validate this model. This is homology modeling is a method to get a protein which is not available in the protein data bank or other protein resources. Tools for homology modeling, they are 3D, JIG, SAW, fragment-based assembly, it is a server, Modeler, it is also a server, HHPRED, which is also a server, RaptorX, it is also a server, Swiss model, Fiery2, it is a server. These are different server where you can design a protein using homology method. Reverse docking, this is also a method to identify the target. In normal docking, you are having a protein and a number of ligands, and you identify a specific ligand for a protein amongst the number of ligand. However, in reverse docking, you are having one ligand and number of protein. You dock this ligand with individual protein and identify which protein is most suitable, which protein is showing maximum affinity this ligand with the minimum energy of ligand protein complex. We can identify a target for a ligand using reverse blocking. Target validation. After identification of target, you need to validate the target, and for this, you identify that this target is druggable or not druggable. Only 10% of human genome represents druggable target, and only half of those are relevant to disease. Analysis of current drug targets show that most targets fall within a few major protein families like GPCR, kinases, proteases, and peptidases. This is the strategy how you can identify the druggable target. First one is sequence based. If you are having known sequence, you can compare the sequence of your protein with previously known sequence, and you can say that my protein is having this sequence, so it can accommodate, it can bind with a ligand which is of particular interest. Predictions are made solely based on the characteristic sequence of the target. Example of the tools include ChemBL, LNCR, Na2 target, and MIR based, structure based. Second approach is structure based approach, where pocket predictions are made based on the 3D structure of the target, where we can identify the active sites, the binding pockets, that our desired protein is having similar binding pockets of the previous one, so it can be druggable target. Examples of tools include DocSite Scorer, MetaPocket, POC Drug Server, SiteMap, SiteHound, and Open Targets. Third strategy is the ligand based. Predictions are based on the likelihood of binding endogenous drug like molecules. Suppose dopamine bind with its target, its protein, its receptor. If you are having the structure of the molecule which is similar with the dopamine, you can say that this molecule can also bind to the similar target. Examples of tool include binding DP, PubChem, Swiss Target, Predict, Target Hunter, and Guide to Pharmacology. Predictions based are based on the proteins, that predictions based on the proteins that have already been established and compounds that are undergoing clinical trial. If a similar molecule is in clinical trial, if a same moiety containing molecule is in clinical trial, you can say that this molecule can bind to the similar target, or the particular target is good or fit for this ligand. Examples of tool include Drug Bank, clinicaltrials.gov, and GOV, and Drug Central. What are the tool compounds versus lead compounds? Tool compound is any chemical that can be used to investigate a biological hypothesis. An example is an inhibitor that shuts down a specific enzyme and bounds. The requirements are that compound must be potent enough to see the activity and specific enough that you see only the activity you want and nothing else. Tool compounds are often used in drug discovery for target validation. These compounds, when bind to the target, can set a particular process, can stop a particular process, can stop a signaling, can stop a synthesis of a protein. You can identify if this protein is checked. When checked, then what consequences will happen. And a lead compound is a drug like compound that is the start of drug discovery process, a lead compound has the additional requirement beyond those of tool compound. It must have low toxicity and good absorption by the body. In practical terms, this sets a maximum molecular weight and minimum polarity limit for good absorption, as size and hydrophobicity generally increases during the drug development process. Lead compounds can generally be used as tool compounds. This is the difference among tool compound and lead compound. Next step is lead discovery. In lead discovery, first one is the designing of a library. Anyone can design a library based on the structure of the fragments which can appropriately binds with the receptor, then can combine these fragments and design a molecule. And reversely, we can also identify the ligand on the basis of ligand target affinity, and we can also select the appropriate ligand on this affinity. So this is the library design approach. Next one is molecular docking and scoring, where we dock a ligand, a energy minimized conformation of a ligand with a active pocket of the target, and estimate the affinity in terms of binding scores and their binding energies in terms of different energy functions. A technique to mimic the way by which a molecule bind with the target receptor or enzyme relies on log and K. Like a log is fitted with a K, like similarly a ligand can fit to the target like hand in gloves. There are two approaches of docking, which are rigid docking and flexible docking. Flexible docking is more appropriate because our receptors, our enzymes, our macromolecules in the body are not rigid, they are flexible. So the software which are based on the flexible docking are most costlier and more accurate compared to rigid docking, because the receptors of our body not like that these are fixed, these are flexible, they are in different conformation, and the software which predict the flexible conformation of ligand are more appropriate comparison to rigid docking. Identification of the active pocket where this ligand can bind, and identification of the amino acids, identification of the binding interactions where these ligands can bind. Search algorithm to search the 3D space inside the target for optimum binding. Scoring is a relative term which measures the strength of the binding of the ligand and target. Moreover, we can also use the Lipinski rule of 5 of drug likeness. Suppose you are having a library of molecule and you want to screen this library against a target. You can filter the molecule on the basis of Lipinski rule of 5 for their drug likeness. You can apply that the molecule should have less molecular weight, 500 Dalton, and log P less than 5, and hydrogen bond donor less than 5, hydrogen bond acceptor less than 10. This is the Lipinski rule of 5 for drug likeness. The molecule which obey the Lipinski rule of 5 are called drug-like molecule. A orally active drug-like molecule can disobey one rule amongst the Lipinski rule of 5. There are only 4 rules, not 5, but these are in the multiplication of 5, so called rule of 5. Docking process include construction of ligand, preparation of ligand and protein, and identification of active binding sites where the ligand can bind, then docking, then scoring, or affinity prediction. There are different protein structure database like PDBE, RCSB, SRS, MMDB, GenaLib, OCA, where we can download the protein structure. Protein data bank is the most widely used source of a protein or enzyme or macromolecule. Molecular docking tools include Autodock, which is free tool. There are other tools like Gold, QXP, Gram, PatchDock, BioCache, Green, ProDoc, CDocker, Grid, ProLeads. Our institute is having molecular virtual docker, MVD. We are continuously working the docking approach of the different ligands with the different target using MVD. There are other tools, freeware tools available. You can also use these tools to perform molecular docking. Next, virtual screening. You are having a library of the molecules. In the left side figure, you can see there are number of ligands available and a receptor is available. We can dock these ligands with receptor and identify appropriate ligand which is most fitted bind within the cavity. And in the right side approach, we can also screen these library for drug likeness, for toxicity, bad poses, pains, and ADME. Pains, the molecule which showing multi-target binding like curcumin, pan-assay interference compounds. So we can filter these compounds using toxicity filter, bad force filter, pains, and remove bad ADME molecules and kept only drug-like molecules. Then these molecules can dock with the particular protein and can get a library of hit molecules that are suitable for a particular target. These are the chemical compound database which can be used for the virtual screening like PubChem and SLREs, PDBchem, Zinc database, Ligand, Drug Bank, ChemDB, Wombat, and MDDR, 3D Mind, from where we can get the ligand and fractions of ligand, active molecules, FDA approved molecules, and so on. We can get lakhs of molecules, million of molecules from this database, and it screen against a particular biological target. We know drug design. This is the most important approach to design newer molecule within the active pocket or the within the cavity of the molecule. But the drawback of this approach is that the molecule which you have designed may not be viable. This is the major drawback of this technique. LUDI, GROW, ligand, Legend can be used to denote design of the novel molecules. The strategy include link and grow. Link, where in this strategy we design a fragment of the ligand which is showing maximum affinity with the amino acids present in the active sites, and we can design a different fragments and then link these fragments with a suitable linker. In grow strategy, we design a fragment, and on this fragment we can grow other fragments. This is the growing strategy. Third one strategy, lattice strategy. In this strategy, we firstly identify the lattice points within the binding pocket and connect this lattice point and assign molecular framework on this lattice point and build a molecule. These are the tools to perform de novo drug design, which are LUDI, LDL, Hook, Builder, Genistar, Lizend, and a free server is available, Elia 3D, where we can design the novel molecules within the active pocket of the target. Next, one approach is lead optimization, where we can use QSR. QSR is the approach to correlate the biological activity with the structural property of the molecule. Structural property of the molecules are represented in the form of descriptor. Descriptors are nothing. These are the mathematical representation of the structural property of the molecules. These descriptors may be 2D or 3D. On the basis of 2D or 3D descriptors, the QSR approach can be said to be 2D QSR or 3D QSR approach. In 2D QSR, molecular graph contains topological or two-dimensional information. It describes how the atoms are bonded in a molecule, both the types of bonding and the interaction of the particular atoms. 3D QSR, the descriptors taken which represents the molecular property in 3D form. The QSR process include you should have a data set of a molecule with a defined biological activity like IC50, ED50, LD50, and in the next step you have to generate the descriptors either 2D or 3D. If you want to perform 2D QSR, then you will have to generate 2D descriptors, and if you want to perform 3D QSR, you will have to generate the 3D descriptors. Then divide this data set into test and training set. Training set is called internal set and test set is called external set. In external set, we put the representative molecule of the training set. It is for the external validation of the QSR data set. We externally validate the QSR data that our model is externally validated or not. Building QSR model, then validation of QSR model based on the different statistical techniques, statistical validation like R square, Q square, F test, S test. Then identify the pharmacophoric features which are responsible for the particular biological activity, then design new molecule on the basis of these identified feature, then synthesize these molecule, predict the activity of these molecules using developed QSR model. Before going to synthesis, you can predict the IC50 or activity of these molecules based on the previously developed QSR model. These are the grid-based approach where we get the grids of the molecule, grids like steric, electrostatic, hydrogen bond donor, hydrogen bond acceptor, and hydrophobic. COMPA is similar to field-based approach in MASTRO, and COMSIA is similar to Gaussian-based approach in MASTRO. And in SOMPA, self-organizing molecular field analysis, we get two types of molecular grids in steric and in electrostatic form. In steric, we identify the potential steric feature of the molecule responsible for a particular biological activity. In electrostatic grid, we identify the electrostatic feature favorable for a particular activity. On based on these features, we can design the newer molecule against a particular biological activity. Pharmacophore mapping technique similar to QSR, we can map the pharmacophore distance that within the cavity the optimum pose is showing this much distance. If we can design similar molecule having similar length, having similar groups, this can also be active against a particular target. We can get a newer molecule based on the pharmacophore. Preclinical optimization. Here we can predict the ADMET of the molecule before going to preclinical trial. ADMT properties play important role in drug design process because these property account for failure of about 60% of all drugs in clinical phases. Drug likeness based on Lipinski rule of 5 determined using CADD tools. We can filter, we can screen the compounds based on rule of 5, rule of 3, based on the percent oral bioavailability, based on the metabolites. There are number of tools available from where we can predict the ADMET of the molecules prior to going to preclinical or prior to going to synthesis. It can save lots of money, it can save lots of effort. There are a number of tools like pre-ADMET, ADMET prediction, pre-ADMET toxicity prediction. There are a number of commercial softwares like Chemtree, TSR, ADMET, Metasite, Grid, and Quick Probe of Metascope. So we can be able to filter the molecule prior to going preclinical, the clinical trial. Through structure-based drug design approach for dorzolamide, which was discovered in 1995. It was a carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. Saconabit was discovered in 1995. Ritonavir, it was discovered in 1996. It was a HIV protease inhibitor. Indinavir, which was discovered in the same year, it was also a HIV protease inhibitor. Next one is tirofiban, which was discovered in the year 2000. Janamavir, which was discovered in 1999, which is a neuraminidase inhibitor. Alaskarin, which was discovered in 2011, it was a renin inhibitor. Boceprevir, which was discovered in 2015, which was against NS3 protease. Drug discovered through LBDD approach was captopril, which was discovered in 1981. It was an ACE inhibitor. The drug discovered through LBDD approach was ofloxacin, afloxacin, which was discovered in 1995, a quinolone-based antibiotic, and the major anti-diabetic drug based on glitazone category was troglitazone, which was discovered in 1997. It is a PPR gamma agonist used for the treatment of type 2 diabetes mellitus. Advantages of computer-aided drug design. It offers the low cost, no compounds have to be purchased externally or synthesized by a chemist. Possible to investigate compounds prior to their synthesis, including natural compounds. Prediction of ADMET, thereby reducing the chance of failure of drug candidates in clinical trial. It saves the sacrifice of animals, saves the cost, saves the time, substantial reduction in drug discovery time period using CADD approach. However, although there are number of advantages of CADD, but this technique is also having some limitations, like the results of CADD you can finally validate in actual system. You have to validate the results of computer-aided drug design in the biological systems. An average of only 40% of lead drug candidate passes the different phases of clinical trial and obtains approval for clinical use. Computational tools method used in like molecular molecular dynamics have their own limitations. Each technique used in CFD is having their own limitations. Like for molecular docking, you should have the structure of a target. For QSR, you have the activity of the molecule. ADME and many toxicity prediction tools are not supported by solid experimental data. Of CADD techniques used in drug discovery process. Thank you for the ISF management. Thank you our honorable chairman sir. Thank you director sir.